When we're constantly looking at our phones, the only input you're getting is input from other people. And sometimes that's good. Sometimes you get good stuff out of that, but it's like a diet of only fruit.
Imagine you read 1 hour a day about history. How much you will learn after 365 hours in 1 year. Think about if you study about the history of musicians, of composers, how much you would know. Imagine if you would work on the business, on some business that you want to develop every day for an hour. Imagine how further along you will go and get. So it drives me nuts because when people say we don't have the time, we have 24 hours a day.
See, if you want to be more productive, you need to become a master of your minutes. You need to become a master of your time.
Discipline equals freedom.
Our ultimate goal is to be more productive tomorrow than we were today.
Now is the time for you to stand up. Now is the time for you to make your mark. Now is the time for you to say, I'm ready. I'm ready to be the young leader. I'm ready. I'm ready to take the next step. I want you to get sick and tired of failing over and over again. I want you to get mad. Yeah, I want you to get so mad that you start studying like you've never studied before.
There's no excuses. There's no days off. It doesn't happen. So because of that, you're not scared. You know that you can keep doing it. You know that you can continue to perform.
Tick, tock, tick, tock. Have you ever stopped to think about what it means? There are two fixed points in your life, birth and death. And what happens in between, that's under your control. It's the only thing Now we have no idea what the distance between birth and death is going to be. And you've heard the story so many times. Somebody gets really bad news. They find out they've got life-threatening cancer. They've only got a few months to live. They quit their job, sell all their possessions, and go volunteering in a far-off country, giving back to other people, spending time with the people important to them, and spending time doing the things that really matter the most. So why is it that we wait for such a massive moment for us to take massive action? What if you could change everything today? What if you could change everything in an instant right now, watching this video on YouTube, on your phone or your laptop or wherever you are? What if change could happen?
I don't care how good you are, I don't care how talented you are, I don't care how much you work on yourself. There are some times when things aren't going to go right. They just are not going to go right. There are times when anything that can happen will happen. Murphy's Law will be knocking at your door. Why? I don't know why. That's called life. And you have to deal with it. Sometimes your life will be in a slump, just like sports. Some of the best shooters can't hit baskets different times in games. They get in a slump. Do they sit on the sideline and say, I just didn't hit a basket today? No, they continue to execute. I suggest to you that if you are facing a challenge, don't stop. Stay busy, work your plan. Continue to do those things that you know that work for you after you have evaluated yourself in the situation. Continue to move, stay busy, stay busy, stay busy. Repeat out to me, help somebody. And help yourself. Because what you give is what you get. Find somebody that you can help so you can forget about you for a moment. See, sometimes the best thing to do is to be. Sometimes you have to just back up and go within yourself.
And I think there's a simple thing that you need that we hear again and again in these motivational speeches. And it's a simple word, but it's misunderstood. And it's belief. If you're going to really change, the first thing that you have to move from an opinion to a belief, and a belief into a conviction, is that you are the one that can change. You are the one that is responsible for who you are, where you are in life right now, the things that you do, the things that you don't do, that you know that you should, the things that you have become, the person that you've become, and as a result, the things that you have. And there's all kinds of things going on right now. There's all kinds of thoughts going on right now. There's all kinds of feeling, but amidst all of those things, amidst the sea of confusion that you might feel, let me ask you a very simple question, a very basic question. Do you believe that you have the power to change?
Time is all we have. This moment, right now.
There's only one thing in our lives that we're never able to reacquire once it's gone. And I'm not talking about money, I'm not talking about material items, I'm talking about time. And it's such a unique concept, unique idea, because when utilized correctly, it contains the ingredients to success, to happiness, to growth, prosperity, all the things we want. But at the very same time, if neglected, it leaves us with very little. Because the truth is, every morning when you wake up, you are living minutes you will never get back. You are breathing air you will never take in again. It is your one opportunity to embrace this gift, and every second sees a little of it slip away. And my point is that there is no moment more important, more perfect than right now. Not in a week, not after your promotion, not in 30 years when you plan to retire and relax. Right now. See, we have this mentality that the future's going to somehow mean more than the present. That if we suffer now, or if we're unhappy now, that we'll save the best in life for some other time. But the reality is, we don't get younger. Yes, we should be working hard. Absolutely. Success comes from effort, hard work, dedication, persistence. But the key is, allocate your precious time to the work, to the things that make you feel like today is powerful. That right now is so amazing you don't want it to end. Today is when you take the first step towards the things you want. When you become who you want to become. No one is ever or will ever keep you from that other than yourself. There is no ceiling, there is no limitation, there is no special requirement. There is you and what you allow yourself to accomplish. You are the gatekeeper. You have your foot on the gas pedal. And it's so easy to point to others, right? To point to our environment, to blame things on everything. But our own decision, our decision to stick to the status quo. Because believe it or not, it is that simple. You are where you are because that's where you've decided to be. And you've accepted that as okay. Look, if you want change, then manufacture change. Create a plan and move, go, transform, step out of your head and into the real world. Think about how lucky we are to be alive in this day and age with access to all the information we could ever dream of, technology that enables growth, freedom to pursue any path that looks appealing, anything we could ever want is right in front of us, yet we don't embrace it. Why? Why in the world would we let that be? Nothing is more important in life than living it. Nothing makes us feel more energized, more free, more happy than following the path we were meant to take. It's having the courage to step over the obstacles, to face the challenges, to be uncomfortable. And at the beginning, it's tough, right? Change is tough. Getting what you want isn't easy. There's a period of struggle, of growth, but once you get through it, you understand what living really is. which brings us right back to the concept of time, our small existence on this planet, the greatest gift a human being can receive. You, by default, have it. Don't ever let it be in vain. The future isn't when happiness someday occurs. It's a continuation of you living every moment to the fullest, from now until your last. Make every trip around the sun better than the previous. Never let a moment of sunshine, clouds, or rain deprive you of your gift. Be the best version of yourself you can be. Live the life you were meant to live. All it takes is a simple decision.
So when you imagine the change that you want to create in your life, the person that you know you want to be, that you should be, based on the resources and ideas that you have, what is stopping you? What's stopping you from waking up early? What's stopping you from creating good habits? What's stopping you from cutting people out of your life that you know no longer serve you? That clock, it's always ticking. And one day, it won't. You'll be met with silence. And this journey, it will end. And at that moment, when people look at your gravestone, when they come to your funeral, what is it that you want them to remember you for? What kind of impact and legacy do you want to leave behind through the lesson that is your life? And are you really living that lesson every single day? Stop waiting for tomorrow. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. And start now. Start believing. Start dreaming. And create the life and the person that you really want to see.
Do the things today others won't do in order to have the things tomorrow others won't have.
To have a special life, you have to do special things. And that usually means putting in the work and loving it.
No one is going to create the future that you want for you.
We get one opportunity to come this way. We get one shot. We got one life to live. Life is too short to make excuses.
I want you to close your eyes and visualize your dream.
I need you to get out of your comfort zone.
If we all woke up ordinary, we all off to the same start.
You've decided that you're not going to allow the events, the things, the people, life determine who you become.
It is a decision that you have to make within yourself. No one is responsible for that.
Stop waiting to feel like it. Stop waiting until you see it.
Failure is only permanent if you choose not to get back up.
And what you do today will determine your future.
And I'm asking you, what do you see in the future for you? What brought you here today? What caused you to get up?
You're closer than you've ever been before. You have to do me a favor. Those 15 minutes are not worth the rest of your life.
It's not easy, but it's worth it.
You woke up this morning to chase your dream until you catch it.
You're gonna have to sacrifice who you used to be. When you want to sleep, you have to wake up.
So don't run from difficulty, run to it.
Because it's always darkest before the dawn.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, give it 120%.
Now is your time. Now's the time where the talking is done. Now is the moment where you got to make a decision. And the decision is simply this. Are you ready to take the next step? Listen, no more stressing. That's it. I'm not about to let you stress anymore. The stress about graduating is over. The stress about that paper you got to write, the stress about the new coming year, I'm not about to let you stress. No, that stress is over. Now is the time for you to stand up. Now is the time for you to make your mark. Now is the time for you to say, I'm ready. I'm ready to be the young leader. I'm ready. I'm ready to take the next step. Now it's time for you to get fueled up. Yeah, I want you to get mad. I want you to get sick and tired of being sick and tired. I want you to get sick and tired of being average. I want you to get sick and tired of failing over and over again. I want you to get mad. Yeah, I want you to get so mad that you start studying like you've never studied before. I want you to get so mad that you go ahead and buy some books. I want you to get so mad that you grab a tutor. I want you to get so mad that you start to do your homework like you've never done your homework before. I want you to get so mad. I need you to get fueled up. I need you to get fired up. Are you ready? Are you ready? Because now is your time. I know you've been waiting for everything to line up perfectly, and you've been waiting for the right teachers, and you've been waiting for the right school, and you've been waiting for the right classmates. You've been waiting for the right time. No, you're not waiting for the perfect time. You're making it the perfect time. You're not waiting for the perfect time. You're gonna make it the perfect time. You don't need a perfect class for you to do what you gotta do. You don't need the perfect teacher for you to succeed. You don't need the perfect classmates for you to overcome. You don't need to be in the perfect setting. Nah, even when it's not perfect, you're gonna make it. Why? Because you're fueled on the inside. I know you think it's painful to work this hard, but let me tell you something, it's painful to fail. I know you think it's painful to have to study this long, but it's also painful to not graduate. It's painful when you know that you gotta say no to stuff and no to some parties and no to some social media, no to some TV in order to accomplish your long-term goal. But guess what? It's also painful when you fail and don't make it and can't get a job and didn't get your diploma and you gotta repeat this thing no, and you got to decide today that I want the pain of success more than I want the pain of failure. I know it's painful every time you got to make a sacrifice, but I'm telling you the pain of success is better than the pain of failure. And now is the time for you to make a decision on what pain you want. What pain you want. Do you want the pain of not making it, or do you want the pain of making it? Do you want the pain of not succeeding, or do you want the pain of success? Now is the time for you to decide. And I'm here to tell you that the beginning of your story may be painful. Maybe the beginning of your story isn't great. Maybe you was a horrible student last year. Maybe you was a failing student. Maybe you're the one who used to get kicked out of class. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You know who I'm talking to. Go ahead, you know it's you. You used to get kicked out of class. They used to call you the class clown. Maybe the beginning of your story, you couldn't read that well, or you didn't know how to do math that well. Maybe there was a particular class that you felt like you couldn't make it past. Yeah, maybe the beginning of your story comes hardship. Maybe the beginning of your story was rough, but I got good news for you. There's another chapter, and the next chapter is gonna be your best chapter. I said the next chapter is gonna be your best chapter, because the next chapter, you're getting ready to write something new. The next chapter, it will say happily ever after. Your next chapter is gonna be better than your last chapter, because it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. How you gonna finish? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Are you waiting for somebody to tell you to go? All right, here I go. Go! What are you waiting for? Are you waiting for a bell to ring? Okay, here it is. Ding, 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 ding. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? I'm ready. I dare you to write that. Put it somewhere in some comment. Put it somewhere. Say, I'm ready. I'm ready to build a legacy. I'm ready to make my mark. I'm ready to do this for my family. I'm ready to do this for my mother. I'm ready to win for my father. I'm ready to make my last name bigger than my first name. I'm ready to make history. I'm ready to do something nobody's ever done before. I'm ready to speak to every mountain in my way and tell that mountain to get out my way. I'm ready to make a difference. I'm ready to do something in my community. I'm ready to be the leader in my neighborhood. I'm ready to study. I'm ready to finish these papers. I'm ready to get this diploma. I'm ready to be educated. I'm ready. I dare you right now just to say I'm ready. It's my moment. It's my time. I'm not just hyped up. I'm informed and transformed and ready to do something that nobody ever thought I could do. People may doubt you, but I'm not worried about people doubting you. Teachers may even doubt you, but I'm not worried about teachers doubting you. Friends may doubt you, but I'm not worried about your friends doubting you. The problem is when you doubt you. That's what I'm worried about. Who doubts you? I'm worried when you doubt you. Because when you doubt you, you can't get nothing done.
It's me crazy when people say they don't have enough time to go to the gym for 45 minutes a day and work out. Or to do something for 45 minutes to an hour a day to improve. If it is physically improve or if it is mentally to improve. Imagine you read 1 hour a day about history. How much you will learn after 365 hours in 1 year. Think about if you study about the history of musicians, of composers, how much you would know. Imagine if you would work on a business, on some business that you want to develop every day for an hour. Imagine how further along you will go and get. So it drives me nuts because we have, when people say we don't have the time, we have 24 hours a day. We sleep 6 hours a day, so that gives you still 18 hours. But there's someone shaking their head out here in front. They say probably, I don't sleep 6 hours, I sleep 8 hours, right? But just sleep faster. So we have 18 hours a day. The average person works around 8 to 10 hours. So let's assume it's 10 hours, so we have 8 hours left. Then you travel around an hour a day, maybe 2 hours a day. So now you have still 6 hours left. So what do you do with these 6 hours? What do you do with these 6 hours? Then we eat a little bit, then we schmooze a little bit, talk a little bit to people and all that stuff. But you can see how much time there is available if you organize your day. So you got to work hard. I mean, let me tell you something. When I went to America, I went to college. I went and worked out 5 hours a day. And I was working on construction. Because in those days in bodybuilding, there was no money. I didn't have the money for food supplements or anything. So I had to go to work. So I worked in construction. I went to college. I worked out in the gym, and at night from 8 o'clock at night to 12 midnight, I went to acting class 4 times a week. So I did all of that. There was not one single minute that I wasted. And this is why I'm standing here today.
How did you get your mindset into this alter ego to be comfortable being Black Mamba?
I switched my mind to something else. I switched my mode into something else, right? For me, it's the equivalent of Maximus, Decimus, Meridius, and Gladiator. You gotta put yourself in that cage. When you're in that cage, you are that character, right? So that was my mental switch. It was like an actor getting ready for a film. You gotta put yourself in that cage. When you're in that cage, you are that character. And then when you leave there, it's something completely different. But when I'm in that cage, bro, don't touch me, don't talk to me. Just leave me alone.
The definition of work. What is the definition of work? Activity involving mental or physical effort done in order to achieve a purpose or result.
Working hard is the cost of entry of winning. You know nobody on earth that's made it that didn't work hard.
There's a point in time where you have to absolutely get up and stand on your own 2 feet and say, this is the way in which I want to leave my impact on the world.
Every day trying to be better and trying to improve yourself by 1 or 2%. Fulfill things, set yourself a couple of tasks, do or die tasks a day, get them done. Feel better, move on to the next thing.
I mean, this is work.
I don't know your vision. I don't know your mission. I don't know what you want to be. I don't know who you want to be. I don't know how big you want to build. I don't know how big of a legacy you want to leave. I don't know your vision. I don't know your standards.
I want to take calculated risk, to dream and to build, to fail and to succeed. For us to set goals and not achieve them, it's on us. There has to be a burning desire inside of us to do more, be more, and become more.
I heard someone once say that greatness is within you, but it's dormant, it's bottled up, just waiting for the moment to unleash and show the world how great you really are.
Yeah, you gotta lead by example. You gotta show them. And that's what I tried to do.
So think of your first week of classes as your opportunity to establish positive momentum.
It was an everyday process and trying to figure out strengths and weaknesses.
I didn't want anybody to be able to say, well, he's not willing to do the work.
So everything I saw, whether it was TV shows, whether it was books I read, people I talked to, everything was done to try to learn how to become better. Everything. And so when you have that point of view, then literally the world becomes your library to help you to become better at your craft.
Imagine if you wrote it down, you knew you were going to achieve it. Imagine if there was no procrastination in the things that we do. Imagine for a moment if you were someone who went out and executed on the things that you said you were going to do, because self-commitment is something that you absolutely have written on your heart. Like, what if we were the people who absolutely operated on the words that we told ourselves?
You know, you want to be a little bit better in some way tomorrow than you are today, but it's not going to be in a linear path. Again, these go through cycles of stress and recovery. If you're doing your best, if you're really laying it out there, there's nothing more you can do. I'm doing my best, and there's nothing more than that.
The simple thing is this. See, if your joy, your sadness, your happiness, your misery is determined by something or somebody around you, the chances of you being joyful in your life is remote.
For every one of you, your life is precious, isn't it? It's a precious life. If something is precious, where do you want to invest this life? Into what do you want to invest this precious life? If this is a worthless life, throw it somewhere. If this is a precious life, what do you want to invest this life into? If you look at it this way, you will find something truly worthwhile to do. If you think in terms of how to earn a living, how to get this kind of thing, that kind of thing, then you will do something silly that you will regret for the rest of your life. Most people are a regret. That's why they're going around joylessly, because they're not doing what they want to do. They are not creating what really matters to them. They're doing something for a living. Earning a living is not a big deal for a human being. Every creature, every worm, insect, bird, animal is earning their living, isn't it so? With such a big brain, what is the big deal about earning a living?
See, your ability to do things is not because you want to do things. I want to do something is my desire. Desire is just an intention. An intention won't make things happen. Unintentional will only set direction. Still you have to make the journey. We become too goal-oriented. Goal-oriented means we are interested in the consequence, but we are not interested in the process. Process is an end in itself. If you are absolutely devoted to the process, something will come out. But now we are interested in the consequence, not in the process. This goal-orientedness, I want to get there, I want to get there. No, I want to win the race. See, if you treat life as a race, if you have to win it, you have to get to the finish line soon. You want to? If you get to the finish line ahead of all these people, you won the race. You know what the finish line is? We'll be negotiating where to bury you.
I need you to live every day like there's no tomorrow.
The sacrifice like there is no tomorrow.
There is no passion to be found in settling for a life that is less than the one you are capable of living. So my question for you is, what are you waiting for? Live like there's no tomorrow.
And we're waiting for these perfect conditions, and we keep thinking that perfect is coming tomorrow. Perfect doesn't come to you. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I don't feel like doing it right now. I don't feel like thinking again. I don't feel like writing it down again. I don't feel like reading it again. I don't want to talk about it. I'll do it tomorrow.
Let me tell you something. If you wait until you're ready, you might be waiting the rest of your life. No more tomorrows. No more excuses. No more I can't because. No more I'm too tired. No more it's too hard. No more I'm not good enough.
In spite of everything that is happening in your life right now, you are still here. And that means that you have another opportunity to create the life you desire.
And so it doesn't matter how slow you're going, as long as you're going, just get started. I have to execute, I have to give it everything I have, like I know there is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
If you hear my voice, turn the TV off. Get up, put that pen to paper, and start executing. Wallowing in misery? Saying it's not the perfect time? Saying you're not ready yet? Not believing in you?
Stop waiting to feel like it.
Everyone has the same amount of hours in a day, but some people waste their time while others maximize their time.
Even if you have to take a break, just don't stop.
Someday I'll do this, someday I'll do that. Well, that day is today. No more tomorrows.
This is my only opportunity we have today. It's never too late. See it. Some days you're not gonna wanna write about it. You're not gonna wanna talk about it. You're not gonna wanna think about it. You're gonna have migraines thinking about the sacrifices that are required to get to this next level, but just don't stop.
What if today was the day that success had your name written on it? Procrastination is the thief of destination.
Today, I want to remind you that you are not average. I want to remind you that you have what it takes. All you have right now is today. So give it your all. You've got this.
You missed the energy. There are no more tomorrows. And you have to live like today is the last day that you have a chance to achieve the things that you want to achieve. Today, not tomorrow. Stop looking back at what happened yesterday. Don't let that deter you. No fear, no doubt, no reservation. See, success is reserved for you. So what's your hesitation?
So if you've been doubting yourself, stop. If you've been doubting your abilities, stop. If you've been putting yourself down, stop. Because doubt is the enemy of progress.
You can get to a place in your life where you are so tired that you can hardly move. And they said if you look up, you can get up. And you can be so fragmented, so beat up, that you can't even open your eyes. And so every opportunity that comes, every person that comes, every wind of change that blows, your response is, I'll do it tomorrow. Man, I'll do it tomorrow. It can wait, it can wait. And that's because we've lost the urgency.
See, tomorrow is promised to no one, but you already knew that. This is your life. I need you to own it. It's got to start right now, this very moment.
You gotta be willing to put in the work when you feel like it, and you've gotta be willing to put in the work when you don't feel like it. You've gotta be willing to show up when you feel confident, and you've gotta be willing to show up when you're feeling uncertain.
My future ain't at the game. My future ain't at the mall. My future is in me, giving every ounce of my soul, every ounce of my being, everything I got. No more tomorrows. Give everything you got today. There is absolutely no tomorrow. That needs to be your new mindset. That needs to be your new mantra. I need you to get it through your thick skull. No one knows what will happen tomorrow, but today you have to achieve more than you did yesterday.
So take action today. Go after your dreams today. Get out of your comfort zone today.
Come on, you gotta stop overthinking. Like you're thinking this thing, you're thinking yourself out of it. And you're negotiating your path out of this obligation, this opportunity, this moment in time where you could really become something, really accomplish something. We've got to get to the place where we have non-negotiables. Like, yo, I'm not negotiating myself out of this. This is not a conversation I'm available for. I'm not gonna keep thinking myself out of destiny, out of purpose, out of connection. I don't have time. I'm completely unavailable. And every single day, I'm living like it's my last. I'm putting it all on the table. We all have those moments when we want to quit, when we want to throw in the towel. We're on the road of least resistance. Because it's in our nature to be attracted to what is convenient, what is familiar, what is ordinary. But if you're listening to me, then you're already walking in a competitive advantage because you have a hunger and you have a desire to listen to something that's going to personally develop you and get you to a place that you've never been. And so if you can hear my voice, it's time to stretch. It's time to press. It's your time, it's your turn to reach higher, to leap farther, to run faster, to try again.
I need you to bottle that up because it's that feeling right there that's going to move you when you don't feel like moving. It's that feeling right there that's gonna get you up when you don't feel like getting up. I need you to do yourself a huge favor and adopt the mindset that you are going to get 1% better each and every day. And don't stop until you're proud of yourself. And don't stop until your mama is proud of you. And don't stop until your daddy is proud of you. And don't stop until your professor is proud of you. And everybody in their family is proud of you.
Someday, at some point in your life, you're gonna be able to look back and say, man, I'm so glad I didn't quit.
1% better every day. Let 1% turn into 2%, 2% turn into 3%, 4% turn into 5%, 5% turn into 10%, 10% turn into 20%, and you keep going and going and going and let that compound and watch You will have a billionaire's mindset. You will live like others can't live. You'll be able to do what others can't do.
Somebody somewhere believes in you, even if they're not close to you. Somebody is rooting for you to keep going. Somebody is hoping that you don't quit. They are believing that you will be the difference maker, the game changer in your family. You don't have what it takes. There is more left in your tank. Your future is worth fighting for. The moves that you are making are going to impact the lives of so many people that are depending on you to continue. So you got this. You can't quit.
I think the results are the thing that needs to change, but it's actually the process behind the results. Like, what is the difference between eating a burger and fries for lunch or eating a salad? Not a whole lot on any given day. Your body looks basically the same in the mirror. The scale hasn't really changed. It's really easy to dismiss it in your mind and say, oh, this is kind of insignificant. But, you know, you turn around 2 or 5 or 10 years later and you realize, oh wow, those daily choices really did add up. It's just much harder to see on a granular basis. The cost of your good habits is in the present, and the cost of your bad habits is in the future. And the fact that we prioritize the present over the future ends up making a lot of habit change difficult for that reason.
Maybe you can make an adjustment. Sometimes we got to make adjustments. Sometimes we need to rest, recover, and recharge so we can try again.
Success isn't overnight. It's when every day you get just a little bit better than you were the day before. I promise. No. I guarantee. All of the wins add up. And that adds up to you living the life of your dreams. That adds up to you arriving at your desired destination of next level greatness.
Keep striving. We've got to get into this pace of grace where we are pacing ourselves and we're honoring our journey and we're honoring the people that have been planted in our lives. We're taking a scrupulous investigative approach to our friends and our places and our acquaintances and our associates and our collaborations and everything that we're listening to and everywhere we are going and what we are building. And let me tell you something you already know. There are enough people who have not believed in you. There are enough people who have walked away from you. There are enough people who told you you don't have what it takes. You don't measure up. You will not finish. Don't be the weapon that is formed against you. There are enough people that are counting you out. There are enough people that are saying you can't finish. Do not join them. It doesn't matter how broken, how weary and devastated you are right now. That pain will not last forever. At some point, it will subside. And when it does, discipline, resilience, fire, passion, power will take its place. So keep going because it's all worth it.
You are strong enough to shut down those negative voices each and every time they attack you. You are strong enough to shut down that negative thought process each and every time it attacks you. So the question is, how do you eat an elephant? And the answer is, one bite at a time. So the question is, how do you win in your game of life? And the answer is 1% better each and every day. You just gotta keep compounding those wins to get busy living while so many others made the choice to get busy giving up. That's exactly why they can't live up to your standards. You set your bar high, and if anybody wants to be on your level, you don't reach down and grab them. You make them climb up and meet you. Your mindset is elevation. Your mindset is graduation. Your mindset is high plateau. Your mindset is next level living. And that means you're giving every ounce of your soul 1% better each and every day.
So don't make a decision today that you will regret in a year or two. Don't be fooled by the way things appear. The truth is that even when it feels like nothing is happening, the seeds that you've sown over the last few years are still working for you. All of the sacrifices that you made up until this point are not in vain. So this is not the time to focus on what you don't have, what you do have.
See, the victory mindset surrounds itself with good energy and wins the daily personal battles and never lets itself become its own worst enemy. Sometimes it's us that stops us from going to the next level. Sometimes it's you that stops you from going to the next level. See, you get to choose. Because your mindset was set to refuse to lose. Your mindset was, I will win. Your mindset was 1% generational wealth. Don't stop until everybody around me is winning. See, the resilient mindset never gives in or concedes. It makes the necessary adjustments and then executes the new plan until it succeeds. I just need you to celebrate the small wins along the way. Always strive to be better. Go all in every day and be better than you were yesterday. And if that's your mission, if that's your mindset, if that's your mantra, you can't help but dominate each and every day of your life. I get it. There will be moments when the spirit ain't moving you. There will be moments when the spirit ain't lifting you. There will be moments when you simply don't feel like doing what you know you need to do. But that's when you rewind this back and go back about 3 minutes ago, because you got something bottled up, because you've done this before. And I need you to open that top on that bottle and pop that pill of greatness and do it anyway.
I know you're tired. I know you're ready to quit. I know what it feels like to be exasperated and so beat down that you can't even see the light at the end of the tunnel anymore. And if it showed up, you would ignore it. I know what that feels like. But if you get blessed to see another day, then you better scorch the earth with that beautiful light. It is in our nature to be very disempowering, pessimistic, negative people. I need you to wake up in this new day, in this moment, and seize the opportunity. You are alive for a reason in the end. If you're going to be fully persuaded about anything, persuade yourself to keep going. And the more that you influence you will influence the world. So keep going until you have won some small victory for humanity.
The lifestyle you want is within reach. You just have to commit to being committed. You've got to decide that nothing will stop you, not even your doubts or your fears. The discomfort is temporary, but the skills, the knowledge, and the habits that you are developing right now will continue to pay off.
You got a choice to make, my friend. Survival mode, a thrival mode. It all starts with the mindset. It all starts with the grind set. It all starts with you just simply saying, I'm gonna be better than I was yesterday. It all starts with you simply saying 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%, 5%. You keep counting each and every day and celebrate the small wins along the way. They wanna see you lose. I wanna see you win. What do you want though?